Merab's is a different style. It's a completely different animal, and yeah, I'm gonna go in there with just a clear, just as clear of a mind as I've ever had.
I wouldn't want this fight. I wouldn't have asked for this fight. I wouldn't have accepted this fight if I didn't know I could go out there and beat Merab.
Sean O'Malley isn't holding back as he looks ahead to a potential rematch with Merab Dvalishvili. After a hard-fought battle in their first encounter, Sugar Sean is now laser-focused on making a statement. Reflecting on that first fight, Sean O'Malley offered a candid take, acknowledging that everything leading up to the bout had gone perfectly. From an ideal fight week to a flawless weight cut and smooth training camp, O'Malley admitted there were no setbacks or excuses to lean on. Ultimately, he conceded that Dvalishvili proved to be the better man on the night.
Best weight cut. Felt good. No excuses. People, my mom too, she's like, what, why, you just weren't the same. Like, what was wrong? I'm like, nothing. I just got beat. There was nothing. Everyone keeps asking me that. Like, well, something seemed off. Something seemed different. Flat foot. It's like, there was nothing. Zero excuses. Nothing. Had a good fight camp. Had a good weight cut.
Definitely were a little lighter than you usually were.
Weight wise, yeah, I was a little bit lighter. I felt like I got out strength. Like I knew what to do in certain positions. I just felt like I wasn't. He was just stronger. I just felt out strength. I didn't feel like too out skilled.
Looking back on his mindset before that bout, O'Malley admitted that he had tried to manufacture a sense of animosity toward Dvalishvili, though it never truly felt authentic. Heading into this camp, however, his mentality has shifted. With no personal grudge fueling him, O'Malley is purely focused on the thrill of competition. Embracing his identity as a high-level athlete and performer, he vows to step into the octagon and deliver a dominant performance rooted in skill, not spite. However, fully aware that he'll enter as a massive underdog, O'Malley is embracing the role and hinted that fans and critics alike will be caught off guard by what he brings to the octagon on June 7th.
I mean, there's two ways you can go from taking a loss. You know, you could either go up or down, and I wanted to go up, but yeah, the fight didn't, the whole fight didn't go obviously as planned, but I feel like it's going to make this one that much sweeter. I'm going to be a massive underdog. I'm already, people aren't going to expect what I know I'm capable of on June 7th. So it's going to make it that much sweeter. I had to wait 3.5 years, whatever it was, to prove that the first Cheeto fight wasn't the way it was supposed to play out. This one, I didn't have to wait nearly as long, but I'm excited to go out there and do something similar.
Acknowledging the task ahead, O'Malley noted that Merab Dvalishvili presents a unique challenge unlike any opponent he's previously faced. Recognizing Merab's unorthodox style and relentless pace, O'Malley emphasized the importance of entering the fight with unmatched mental clarity.
Merab's is a different style. It's a completely different animal, and yeah, I'm gonna go in there with just a clear, just as clear of a mind as I've ever had.
In the aftermath of their first encounter, O'Malley remained singularly focused on avenging his loss. Reclaiming that moment has been his top priority. He stated that he's worked relentlessly behind the scenes to recover, rebuild, and position himself for another shot, doing everything necessary to get back into full training and chase the title once again.
Since the fight, so I had surgery right after the fight. And it's all that's been on my mind is just getting this one back. That's all I've wanted, and I've done everything necessary to put myself in a position to be able to train and get back. I didn't really have much conversation with UFC. I did tell them that was really the only fight I was interested in. I wanted the belt back. Not even the belt. It wasn't even I wanted the belt back. I wanted Merab. I wanted that fight back. And yeah, there wasn't much negotiation there. It was kind of like, all right, let's do it. So 8 weeks out, I write in my journal, like Hunter called, he told me I got this fear, but 10 weeks out, 2 weeks before that, I had torn my labrum. So I really, looking back, probably should have said, hey, Hunter, I probably shouldn't have taken that fight. But again, I just feel like it's going to make it that much sweeter going into this next fight because I'm expected to just absolutely get smoked.
This sense of determination is matched by belief, as O'Malley made it clear that he only accepted the rematch with full confidence in his ability to beat Dvalishvili. Reflecting on their first fight, he emphasized that he had inflicted more damage and believed he had hurt Merab during the bout, regardless of the outcome.
I've been in this position before against Aljo. I wasn't supposed to go out there and win that fight. So I feel like this is a very similar position, and I know I'm capable of beating Merab. I wouldn't want this rematch. That last fight wasn't, I mean, it was close in a sense, and it wasn't. The second and fourth round were the rounds he won. He dominated those rounds. I won on the judges' scorecard the third and the fifth round. The first round, in most people's eyes, they said Merab won that fight. If you look at damage, I believe I did more damage in that fight, but I wouldn't want this fight. I wouldn't have asked for this fight. I wouldn't have accepted this fight if I didn't know I could go out there and beat Merab. But no, I mean, it's good. It makes for this. I don't know if this fight is necessarily going to be considered a huge fight, but the aftermath of the fight, when I go out there and beat a guy that I'm not supposed to beat, that's going to be a huge moment, and I'm excited for that.
Meanwhile, ahead of his highly anticipated rematch with Merab Dvalishvili at UFC 316, Sean O'Malley shared footage of a sparring and training session alongside former middleweight champion Israel Adesanya. The session gave fans a glimpse into O'Malley's preparation, showcasing crisp striking drills, high-level movement, and strategic exchanges.
Compound.
You start a call.
Yeah, we're about to
These are all
pecan trees.
Pecan, yeah, you're saying.
Let's go shadow box again. Take some a little bit more. Take some a little bit more.
Holy, I call that getting high on your own supply.
Bro, wow.
That's what I'm
That was fun.
In response, Israel Adesanya shared his appreciation for Merab Dvalishvili, describing him as a solid presence in the fight world and expressing interest in potentially working with him. Reflecting on a recent training session alongside Tim Welch and Sean O'Malley, Adesanya spoke highly of O'Malley's approach as well, noting the fluidity and rhythm in his pad work. He also remarked on O'Malley's impressive frame for his weight class and how his movements inside the cage brought back familiar feelings. For Adesanya, observing O'Malley in action was nothing short of a pleasure.
Even at the fights, we sat next to Merab, and I like Merab. He's a cool guy. I'd love to work with him, but this is mixed martial arts. I love the artistry of this, and art is subjective. So for me, even today, it was a pleasure to be in the cage with you guys. You were holding pads for both of us, but then when I was on the side watching him do his round, I'm just loving the way the flow is, man, because you're long, you know, for your weight class. You use your reach very well, your jab, the snappiness, even having you remind me, don't fucking load up, because these are things you have to get, when you're not dialed in, sharpened up, you forget, you start loading up. And those little things, those are moments for me for life, and I tick those off. So again, thank you. I appreciate that, but it's a pleasure watching you do your thing.
Building on that, Tim Welch reflected on a loss's psychological toll on most fighters, often shaking their confidence and leaving them demoralized. But in Sean O'Malley's case, Welch saw something different. He emphasized O'Malley's mental resilience, noting that rather than crumble, O'Malley took the setback as an opportunity to reevaluate and evolve. The defeat became a turning point, prompting him to make significant changes in his life and mindset in pursuit of growth and improvement.
I've seen it a lot. Like after a fighter loses, it literally just demoralizes them, and you see their confidence go away. But with Sean, he's not like that. He's a mentally very strong kid, and I knew for a fact that he's going to figure out what's going to be the best mentality I can have after this, and he's going to do that. And it forced him to change a lot of things in his life, and it forced him to just kind of level up, and it did kind of humble both of us, and it forced us to level up. So his mindset has been so good. Again, his happiness doesn't come from winning or losing his fights. His happiness comes from his relationships with his family and his health and stuff. So I knew the type of kid he is. I'm around him enough. I know what type of kid he is. I was trying to, like, he was really sore 2 weeks ago. I'm like, hey, I got this thing. It's called herbs, and it'll help you relax a little bit. He's like, nope, not doing it. He just completely quit the weed and completely got off Instagram, got off Snapchat, got off X.
Wow.
So before every time we're doing something, I mean, his following's so big. He makes such good money on social media. Every time we're doing something, it's like, oh, what kind of content create from this? What kind of funny reels can we do? He's always thinking about that. Now he's not thinking about that kind of stuff at all, and I think he's a lot more at peace.
However, Tim broke down the initial game plan heading into the first fight, revealing that the focus had been on securing a knockout. He pointed to Merab's recklessness and tendency to leave his chin exposed as key openings they had hoped to exploit. However, that approach didn't go as planned. This time around, Welch noted that they've made adjustments, shifting to a new strategy that they believe will yield better results.
I mean, a couple of the adjustments, the game plan I had the last fight for him is just, we were going to knock him out. He's so sloppy. He's so reckless. His chin floats up in so many different spots. We were so focused on knocking him out. So we got a different little plan this time, and I think it's going to work out better. And now that he got that surgery done, we're feeling a lot better. We're able to grapple a lot more. We're able to wrestle a lot more and be ready for a 5-round war with this guy, and just literally focusing on the things we can control. And again, I've seen people have the best camps in the world and be healthy and have the best camps, and they go out and lose the fight. And people have shitty camps and then they go out and win the fights.
Furthermore, Demetrius Johnson offered a technical breakdown of how he sees the rematch unfolding between Sean O'Malley and Merab Dvalishvili. He highlighted O'Malley's creativity, noting his use of feints, stop-and-go rhythms, and unorthodox high kicks, though he pinpointed the push kick as O'Malley's most effective weapon.
And this is the thing I said before. I think when this fight happens, and lately I've been doing breakdowns, you know, you have this void. This is where Sean's good. He throws that teep. He has the body shot. Sean's pretty good about going, you know, fake and up. He's good about, you know, going stop with the orthodox, throwing high kicks. But his strongest thing is that push kick. I felt it. But he never goes underneath his opponent. So Merab really doesn't have to worry about the takedown. So that's one game that Merab does not have to worry about. So you just X that out. All Merab has to worry about is basically here and here. So it's one part of the game that Merab doesn't have to worry about, where O'Malley has to worry about the striking from there, and he also has to worry about this part.
Meanwhile, the MMA guru gave his take on the upcoming rematch, leaning toward Merab securing another win, but not without caution. He acknowledged O'Malley's dangerous finishing ability and admitted that going 10 rounds with someone like O'Malley without getting caught is no small feat. While Merab's relentless style was effective the first time, the guru questioned whether he could replicate that same performance. With O'Malley's unpredictability and precision, he warned there's always the risk of getting clipped, making this rematch far from a guaranteed repeat.
I don't know. I think Merab's going to win, but I can so see Sean getting a finish this time. I just think, chat, yes or no, to make it 10 rounds with Sean O'Malley without getting knocked out at some point is very, very impressive to do. That's my opinion. That's very unlikely, you know? To go 10 full pro rounds with Sean O'Malley in an MMA fight. I don't know. I don't know if Merab can repeat what he did. There's such a chance that O'Malley can just catch you or something, you know? So we'll see. I'm leaning towards Merab.
Adding a broader perspective, Luke Thomas weighed in on Sean O'Malley being thrown back into a rematch, calling it an undeniably significant move. He pushed back on the tendency to overanalyze UFC matchmaking, explaining that it's often far simpler than fans think. Drawing from conversations with matchmakers across various promotions, Thomas emphasized that key factors like a fighter's availability, alignment with a target date, and the promotional role they're positioned to fill often carry more weight than rankings or narratives.
The right choice.
There's no question that's a big role. I mean, dude, people want to make this more complicated than what's it about. Like, everyone thinks that UFC matchmaking is, oh, I want that guy to fight that guy, let's make that fight. That's just not how this shit works. It's just not how this shit works. Yes, they might start with that. Hey, let's make a wish list of, we got this guy ready, who are we going to match him up against? I've talked to matchmakers. I've talked to UFC matchmakers. I've talked to the Bellator and Strikeforce matchmaker. I've talked to the PFL match. I've talked to like matchmakers for years and years and years. Much more than people realize is who's available on what date and what promotional need does this person fulfill. It's not really a mystery why he got subbed in. It doesn't match the concerns that people have related to the meritocracy but meritocracy is one among a series of competing interests that all have to be managed.
Digging deeper into the challenge Merab presents, Luke offered insight into the challenge of solving the Merab Dvalishvili puzzle, suggesting that if anyone has the tools to get the job done, it might be Corey Sandhagen. He pointed out a common misconception among fighters, the idea that a standard approach of tight defense, calculated offense, and caution can work against Merab. While that formula holds up against the vast majority of opponents, Thomas argued that it simply doesn't apply when facing someone as relentless and unorthodox as Merab.
So this is the reason why I couldn't give this card like a lower grade, because I actually feel like there's really interesting questions about the main event. I don't know if Sean O'Malley's this guy. In fact, I think Corey Sandhagen is going to be better suited to beat Merab. And that might sound crazy, but everybody keeps thinking you can beat Merab the way you would beat almost any other opponent. Make your defense stout, try and, cautiously begin to work your offense and, be wary of what he does. And I just feel like that works for 99% of opponents. It just doesn't work for Merab. Like, Merab has the best cardio I've ever seen in any era, in any weight class. It turns out that Merab's takedown defense is also awesome. Very, very good. Really good. So he's got unbelievable cardio, lights out takedown defense. What are you supposed to do with that, right? He's got limits. Like, his offense is not overwhelming, but it just never ends. When I say overwhelming, I mean like to a finish. But it just the rain, it never picks up, but it never stops.
As for Merab himself, the Georgian warrior gave fans a peek into his grueling training regimen through social media, showcasing his grind in the cold, snowy mountains. His training, far from conventional, included chopping wood, climbing trees, and embracing the harsh elements to sharpen both his body and mind. It was a raw display of discipline and toughness, reflecting the relentless engine he brings into the octagon.
What the f is this guy doing, bro? What in the f? I said, hey, hold my phone, I'm gonna get a little...
Despite their rivalry, Merab Dvalishvili reflected lightheartedly on a moment shared with Sean O'Malley after their first encounter, recalling the unexpected camaraderie during a post-fight jacuzzi session. He laughed as he recounted the good time they had, showing no signs of lingering tension. Looking ahead to the rematch, Merab expressed his hope for another victory and joked that another round in the jacuzzi might be in store, continuing the unlikely post-fight tradition with a grin.
Tell me what that was like.
I have a good time in jacuzzi with Sean O'Malley. Hopefully I'm gonna win again and we're gonna spend more good time in jacuzzi. It's gonna be even more sweet.
Looking ahead with confidence, Merab Dvalishvili made his intentions clear heading into the rematch, stating that this time he's hunting for a finish. Even if Sean O'Malley manages to stuff the takedowns, Merab plans to unleash heavy hands and relentless pressure.
Looking for finish, and even if Sean will stop my takedowns, I'm gonna throw hard punches. And like I said, first time I kiss him, this time I will try to finish him.
No making out.
No.
As the countdown to UFC 316 intensifies, Sean O'Malley stands at the edge of redemption, stripped of excuses and fueled by evolution. No longer manufacturing drama or clinging to narratives, Sugar Sean is embracing the raw purity of competition. Let us know your pick for the fight in the comments section below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Make sure to hit the bell icon so you never miss a beat, and we will see you in the next video with more exciting updates.